Alrighty, friends. Today I'm going over tips and tricks on how to beat the chariot survival. By beating, I mean getting as much points as possible and getting all the rewards off on the side here. So, yeah, you need 2,000 points to get all the rewards. So, yeah, I'm just starting with on top with no upgrades yet. You can go ahead. The upgrades help so much. Please, if you guys get any of these, just go ahead and upgrade. Just get more points, right? So it's just easier. And the revival is great too. But right now, I won't do the upgrades yet. I'll go through the game once and explain everything once, and then we could go ahead and do the upgrades and everything. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So we play right now as the Chariot. So the Chariot is very similar to the Rook, but let me show you the guide, right? So the how to play, let's get going, let's get going. Black piece overview. We're playing as red, and as the chariot, we can move any number of squares vertically or horizontally, but cannot jump over other pieces. Eliminates any piece located on the final landing. Sorry, you can't see the bottom, but yeah, so we'll be able to eliminate this piece if it was a different color piece, and we can move horizontally or vertically. And the opponent's piece is this black piece, and we just want to eat as many pieces as possible to get as many points. And this one is just a soldier. It's very similar to the rook, um, with a few differences, but this soldier, what can it do? It can move one square horizontally or one square vertically, right? And you eliminate by eating a piece that's vertical or horizontal to the soldier. And so, yeah, already you can see some people are complaining that this piece and the soldier piece and the chariot piece are quite similar. So how can you tell? Just look, if it's a box in the middle, then it's the chariot. If it doesn't have the box in the middle, then it's the soldier. Alrighty. So yeah, that's just a simple guide on how to tell the difference. Alrighty. And so just okay, so let me explain to you some tips and tricks right now before we get started, right? So let me go ahead and draw. So right now, yes, we can already eat this piece, right? And let's just say you're on a board and let's say we want to be able to eat pieces. The trick is to get the pieces aligned vertically or horizontally. So your piece can go, let's say, like somewhere over here. And if your piece goes over here, the computer will move the piece that's directly right here. So it'll move out of the way. And once it moves out of the way, you can just go ahead and eat the piece that was right behind it, right? So that is the main trick. The other trick is if, let's say, um, to go in between the pieces. You'll see with the later pieces, but right now you can't go in between here, right? Because if you were to go in between the black pieces, the soldiers can eat you. So we don't want to go here. But another tip is to just go in between pieces so you force one of them to move, and then you can go ahead and eat the other one that didn't move. Alrighty. So let's just go ahead and get started. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and move up here and grab this piece. Right, and so you saw that this piece moved, so then we can go ahead and grab this piece. And then this is vertical, but we can't move here because the soldier will eat you. So I'm going ahead and move all the way to here. We'll ignore that. So right here, we see that there's two pieces connected. We can go ahead, move, and eat, right? So same thing, we see these two pieces that are aligned. The computer moves the first one, and then you can go ahead and eat the second one. Alrighty. So now, um, we have these two pieces, right? And we do have some space in between where you're safe. So we want to get in between here so then one of the pieces moves and the other piece is that you can go ahead and eat. So go ahead. There you go. See, it moved one, and now we can go ahead and eat the other one. So you just keep playing, keep it slow. Right now we have beginner protection, so you won't die even if you go somewhere. So for example here, right? Since we have beginner protection, they'll just undo that move and you can go ahead and redo. And then we also have the forecast, right? The move tip. So that helps as well. Now where would I go? So what I recommend, right? Again, we have two vertical pieces. Sorry. Yeah, two vertical pieces. We go ahead, force the first one to move, and we eat the second one. Again, two vertical pieces, so we just do the same thing. Alrighty, now we have one new move. One new piece on the board, and this is the advisor. Typically in real Chinese chess, it wouldn't look like this, but or not, sorry, it wouldn't um act like the same as this event. Like it won't go all over the board, but for this event, yes, it does. So what does the advisor do? So advisor moves diagonally this time, one square diagonally. So with that, let's just come back and look, right? And with this, right, so where would this advisor go? So it'll go here or it'll go here, right? So if we eat this piece directly here, we will be safe because the advisor can't eat you because it can only go diagonally. Righty? So let's just go ahead and continue. And we just keep eating. So why didn't this rook move? It's because you trapped it in a corner where even if, sorry, this wasn't a rook. So why didn't this advisor move? It's because we've trapped the piece in the corner. So even if the advisor went diagonally here, this we could have eaten it either way. So the computer was like, we're not going to move it. They don't do any moves that will cause themselves to lose a piece. So that's also another thing. Again, moving in between pieces, forcing one to move and eating the other one, right? So you just keep doing this slow and steady, right? And don't be afraid to experiment since we still have beginner protection. Just experiment in the beginning, see what works, see what doesn't. Um, and yeah, just continue. Alrighty, now we have some new pieces, right? So we have the general now, and the general kind of acts like a king in a way. So the general here, it can only move similar to the soldier. It can only move one square horizontally or vertically, but we do have a special effect. My screen's a little bit um, big, so you can't see the special effect. Yeah, there's a special ability with this one where once you eat it, the next move you move, wherever spot you move, you will eliminate all horizontal and vertical pieces. Now, I'll just show you with that. With this, you need to be careful. You can't just eliminate it straight because if you try, the advisors here will eat it, right? Because it's in the diagonal path. So we can't. What I would recommend you do is you try to move it out of this and away from the advisors. So here, right now it's away from the advisors. If you were to eat it, you would still get eliminated by these, but at least the two advisors that were protecting it is now not protecting it anymore. So we just go ahead and eat that. Alrighty. So my trick to eliminating this is just the same. You want one piece in between, force that piece to move, and then go ahead and eat the piece. So let's see. Let's see how we can trick it. If it doesn't work, just ignore it and just keep going, right? Just keep doing the other stuff. So, oh, perfect. Here it is. We have one piece in front, and then the advisor, sorry, not the advisor. The advisor is in the front, and then we have the general behind, and you saw the advisor move back, and now we can go ahead and eat while we still are safe. So here, now we will eliminate everything. Wherever we go, we will eliminate everything from horizontal and vertical. So where would I go? In this case, I would go here because this will eliminate all of this and this while being safe. So I will go ahead and move it, but let's just talk about the new one, right? This is the elephant. So the elephant, what does the elephant do? The elephant moves advances 2 squares diagonally in any direction. If a piece blocks the path, movement is not allowed, right? So 1, 2, bam, 1, 2, bam, 1, 2, bam. However, this piece in the middle, we can't move to this square. Why? Because there's a piece in the middle already. That's how elephant works. We'll go ahead and eat. There we go. But we'll just go ahead and play as we do, right? This elephant, again, to showcase what moves it can do. Oh, let me Control Z that. Showcase what moves it can do, right? So from here, 1, 2, here, right? 1, 2, here. So this is where it can move, right? And then if it was somewhere in the middle, you can also move upwards as well. But we can ignore that. But we'll just continue playing the game as we have been playing, right? So going in between or having two lined up, two or more. Now, would I eat this advisor piece? No, because you see the elephant here, 1, 2, right? So now we can't eat this advisor piece because if we tried, the elephant would go ahead and eat us, and then we would lose the game, right? So what would I do? I'll just try to force it again. So if I were to go here, you can see that both of these are threatened. So that's what I'll do. I'll move up here 1. Now they've moved the advisor. Now we're safe to go ahead and grab this one, right? So we just keep playing the game until we find another piece. So just keep moving. Perfect. So now we have this. Go ahead and move this and eat. Just keep playing. Play it safe. Right here, we definitely don't want to stay here. So where should we go? So new one. So this is the horse. So how can a horse move? The horse can move 1 square straight in any direction and then 1 square diagonally. If the straight path is blocked, movement is not allowed. So what does that look like? So one straight path and then one diagonal. One straight path and then one diagonal. And we just keep going, one straight path and then one diagonal. Typically, right, these would be faces, but because we have this piece blocking the way, we can't move here, right? So that is the horse piece. So let's see that in action, right? You see one straight path, diagonal, diagonal. We can't move there. There's also this one right here as the other one, right? And this one right here. Don't be afraid to go right up to it, right? Because you'll be safe there. Okay, and then you see one straight path, one diagonal, one straight path, one diagonal, but we'll be safe here, right? We'll be safe at the straight, um, horizontally and vertically from the horse, but not the spaces next to them, right? And we're done with that. Just keep playing. Oh, there's two horses. Just go ahead and move. And again, right? Well, it's safe here because the only place is straight and diagonal. Again, right? Straight diagonal. So we're safe here. I'll go ahead and grab that. Now, maybe you see this right here and you're like, I want to grab the advisor. However, pay attention to this horse, right? Straight diagonal. We'll lose if we go here. So we'll just keep going. You see this. Now this horse is protecting these two. Do you see straight diagonal, straight diagonal? So we can't do anything about that. So we want to get the horse to move out of the way. There you go. So since the horse has moved out of the way, we are free now to eat at least one of these pieces, right? Um, and when you're choosing between, like, let's say these two pieces, I would just go for the more powerful piece or the piece with more points. So let's just go there. Now again, you're seeing this and you're like, does this do anything? No, right? Diagonal, or blocked here, but diagonal straight, right? There's nothing that would get to you here. So we'll just go ahead and grab, just keep playing like this. Ooh, the king is here. Some people like to save um, eating the king for last because you can um, destroy as many, you can destroy a lot of pieces at once, right? But um, I don't like doing that because I like keeping the board clean or as clean as possible. So yeah, we'll just keep going. But if you can't do it, just if there's no optimal way to do it, just leave it alone. Again, can't eat this one, right? Because the horse is right here. Oh, sorry. I didn't even talk about this new piece. So this new piece is my favorite piece. It's the canyon. I love it because it's such a unique piece where it can move any number of squares vertically and horizontally, but it can only capture a piece by jumping over another piece, right? So if there was no piece in between the canyon and us, they can't eat us. Um, so we'll just go ahead and do. And you're like, why is this red then? Because of this horse. We can't move there. So what I mean by that, look, we're safe as long as there's no piece in between the canyon and you. Now, right, we can't move anywhere here. Why? Because we have a canyon here. And if we were to move anywhere here, it would be game over for us. So we won't do that. In fact, I would like to move this out of the way somehow. So we'll just keep. Oh, and then so yeah, how do you defeat um, the canyon? Same principle how we've been doing it before, kind of. Um, Typically, I would go in between. So if there's one piece here and there's like another piece here, I would go in between, right? Because that's you're safe from the canyon, and then the computer will be forced to move one of them, and then you can eat the other one. That's typically how I do it. But since there's two canyons in a row, you are not safe to do that. So don't do that. We just want to move them out of the way. But you see here, two pieces in between, we would typically move, but we can't because there is this canyon. So we want to figure out a way to move this out of the way. And if not, we'll just go classic and eat the king. So let's just go ahead and try doing that. Oh, and they moved it by themselves. So what I would do here, move up, right? So now you're free to eat one of the pieces, and you just do that. So even if there's two canyons, one, two, just go in between. Don't go outside, just go in between and eat the canyons, right? So, let's see. Oh, perfect. Just making sure that we can't get eaten by anything else. Right, can't move here, don't move here. Horse is right there. But what we can move is right here. Oh, shoot, we can't. The canyon. My bad. Okay. Alrighty. And with that, right, we're halfway there. Or we're almost halfway there. So just fast claim, upgrade everything. All right. This will just give you more points, so you don't have to work as hard to get to 2,000 points. Alrighty, quick cutaway here. I just replayed the game and realized I did not explain the chariot and how to attack and defend against the chariot. So the chariot is basically just the one that um, the piece that we've been using so far, but the opponent's piece. So basically, you have to be a little bit more careful once the chariot's on the board, since we can't really do much about it. But what we can do is what's what I found very useful is if you have try to just get a piece in between, right? So that you can do what we've always been doing, which is have a piece in between, and that in between piece is forced to move out of the way, and then you can go ahead and eat the second piece that was behind the in between piece, right? So right now there is nothing here, so we're just gonna ignore the chariot for now. And see, again with the king, we can't do anything about this king, but I do want to move the chariot. Perfect. So you see, we have aligned it like just like this. And once we move here, the canyon moves out of the way, and now we can eat the chariot. So that's just how you can defend and attack the chariot. And yeah, um, yeah, yeah. Maybe I'll play a full playthrough to get 2,000 points. But yeah, with that, that's That's how you do it.